It's been a minute, I haven't even said anything yet. So today I'm doing just a like get ready with me type thing. I'm going to my best friend Lily's house, so I'm going to do some makeup, and it's not going to be very interesting or anything like that, but I'm obviously going to do it anyway, so I thought I might as well film it and chat about some stuff. I am just gonna probably just ramble on. I wanted to talk about like some TV shows and stuff, just for fun, like I'm just like hanging out with one of my mates or something, while I do my makeup. So if you watch these shows, then like in the comments and stuff, tell me what you think and like your theories and stuff or whatever. I don't know, I just find like it's really fun to talk about, and it's not, there's no stress, you know, like there's no like, there's nothing serious involved. It's literally just fun, and yeah, it's just a nice kind of distraction from the real world. I have food. I've got noodles and buns, so let's just get started. I don't know why I'm all white, because I'm definitely going to make a mess. I've got to sanitize my hands before I put my moisturiser on. Don't know if my skin getting any worse than it already is. Also got to cut my hand. Ow. So, Riverdale? I want to know what people's like thoughts are and stuff. I'm finding this season very weird, very strange. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I watch it every week. One thing that I do love about season 3 is that Tony is in it a lot. I love her character. I think her character is super interesting, and she's just really cool.
I'm editing this video right now, and have actually seen the most recent episode of Riverdale. Yeah, I'll just hop in and out as I need to. Tony actually now is part of the farm. That one I also didn't see coming, because I didn't think they were going to do that twice. Because obviously Cheryl went in and was like a special agent and stuff, and then actually got recruited. So when Tony went in, I was like, well, surely they're not going to do that again. But they did it again. Which, I don't know, I was surprised by it, but also just kind of disappointed. I'm kind of not buying it that she would join them.
Shoni, is that how you say it? I was really invested in them in the start. I loved them, but I don't know. Cheryl, obviously, she's like being Cheryl again, which I know a lot of people love, that she's like, you know, hasn't changed and she's still the same. But to be honest, I was quite enjoying Cheryl's new character development with her and Tony, and how she was, you know, becoming more considerate and stuff, and just becoming a bit nicer. Like, I still love her, you know, head bitch in charge persona and all that kind of stuff, but I did like how she was starting to, you know, Tony was being a good influence on her. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about all this farm stuff. Cheryl joining the farm, to me, that was a surprise. Personally, I didn't see it coming. When like Betty recruited her, I was like, oh, there's no way that Cheryl is going to get sucked into this. But I do think that it's kind of an accurate representation. I don't know if, I guess you would call like the farm a cult, I guess, I don't know. But I do think it's an accurate representation of even how, like, you know, someone like Cheryl or something can be, you know, manipulated and can be brought into groups like this, because in real life that's what cults do. They you know, they prey on people who are vulnerable, or people that have like experienced loss or are going through something, you know, or just vulnerable or lonely, or, you know, in a rough place in their life. You know, they make them feel valued and wanted, or they, you know, in obviously the farm's case, they're showing Cheryl like Jason and Alice, Charles and stuff. I'm not really sure how they're doing that, if it is like a drug thing maybe, like how you're kind of led to believe, but I don't know. Jason, obviously we saw his body, and now Cheryl, like Tony showed Cheryl that video and she was like, oh, don't be silly, like I know that's like fake now and stuff. And I don't know, I think with Charles, he, you know, we have never seen his body, so there is a chance maybe he is alive and she genuinely does see him there. I don't know. For me, I thought it was absolutely so obvious that Betty had put that coffin there, that Betty had put that tombstone there. I was like, there's no way. I was like, she definitely did that, which was, for me, I think a bit far. I don't know. I understand she wants her mum back and everything, and I found their scene so sad. When they were both like crying and stuff, and then when Betty like brought her back to the farm, I also guessed that as well, but it was still, I found it really emotional. I'm really waiting for the truth to come out about Jughead's mum. Obviously they're not gonna give it away right away. That's probably gonna be like a finale type thing.
The Joneses and their little like quest to get Jelly Bean, that was like, I don't know, for some reason I didn't really find it tense. Like I wasn't like, oh my god, like, you know, they have to, like, I wasn't really that engaged with it. I don't know why, it just didn't really like grip me. I thought it was so obvious that he would have a gun, because obviously the Black Hood, and he works for like Veronica, so surely she's gonna want security as well, like it's her place and stuff. So I thought that was kind of obvious. I thought it was kind of obvious that he was gonna have some kind of like defense against thieves and stuff after the Black Hood and everything. So that didn't surprise me. Penny Peabody, I was a bit like, are you kidding me? Just because I feel like they just keep dragging her out. Like, it's like, oh, like, she's super evil, she's like banished, cut off her tattoo, like the mum handled her, this, that, and I'm just like, why do you keep bringing her back? Give us like a new villain, a new bad guy or something.
Also, does anyone else feel like Jughead and Betty are becoming less of a couple? Like, I know they had their scene when they were burning down the trailer and stuff, but like, they don't seem very relationship-y to me. Does that make sense? I don't know. I've always loved them together, but it just makes me kind of sad now that they hardly ever seem to be together anymore, and they don't have enough scenes together, in my opinion anyway. I want to know like people's views on who they think should be together. Do you see a lot of love for Varchi? That's how you say it. I see a lot of love for them, but I actually really like Veggie, is that what they're called, or Veronica or something? Yeah, it's got to be Veggie. That, whatever I just said then sounded awful. Yeah, I actually really like them together. I love Reggie's character, and I feel like he really helped Veronica and did a lot for her and for, is it called Le Bon Nuit? Didn't Jughead's mum take his car or something? Like he really helped her out. I don't know, this week they kind of had like her and Archie like back as a thing, and I was a bit like, I kind of don't like them together. I feel like people are proper gonna come for me, but like, I don't know why. I just, to me, they always felt a bit forced almost. Obviously, well, Reggie was with Veronica, Archie started his thing with Josie.
Obviously you had like Josie, who had her dad come back and stuff, and they're going on tour together, which I think might be their way of writing her out so that she can be in the Katie Keene show, that spin-off, which is a shame because I really liked her and Archie. I thought they were really sweet together.
I always loved, here we go, I always loved Betty and Archie. Yeah, I really liked them. And to be honest, I still wouldn't be mad at it if those two got together, because I just think they're cute. It's just how I feel. This season we don't have like a proper like mystery. I guess it's still who is the Gargoyle King, but to be honest, I literally am so bored of that. I won't lie. I'm not even like bored, but I just kind of don't care who the Gargoyle King is. Is that weird? Like, to me, when I like think of the storylines that are going on, I don't think of the Gargoyle King. Like, I literally forget that he exists. I think about like obviously the farm, and I don't know if he's like linked to the farm or whatever, but yeah, that's what I think of. I like think of the farm and I think of the relationships. I don't really think about the Gargoyle King. I couldn't really care who he is, to be honest. For me, I feel like it's kind of dragging out, and they never really give you like clues as to who he is. He just like shows up. I don't know who he is. I really can't guess. I know a lot of people still think that he's Hiram, which, I mean, I guess, but for me, I feel like obviously the Gargoyle King is one of the like big bad guys of this season, and Hiram's already been the big bad guy last season and this season. So I'm a bit like, can you give us someone else? Like, I feel like if it was to be him too, then it would just be like, okay, throw him under the bus, have him be everyone, you know, like how kind of like how they did in Pretty Little Liars. I mean, I won't spoil it if you haven't seen Pretty Little Liars, but if you have, then you know exactly what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. Like, they're just gonna assign him all the roles.
Hiram Lodge. The fact that he's still running the show, like, what? Like, why wouldn't you just leave Archie alone? I just don't get it. Like, I thought their truce thing was, like, legit, and now he's really, like, pulling the strings and he's in with Elio, and I'm just like, really?
I found the whole G&G thing just a bit, like, weird. I know that obviously Riverdale is in the same, like, world as Sabrina, so magic's a thing. I guess it's a thing in Riverdale if it's also a thing in Sabrina, the Teenage Witch. But I kind of don't want Riverdale to go down that path, and this whole like G&G thing for me is just a bit weird. Like, I preferred the first season where it was just like genuine like teen drama and like murder mystery type style, rather than all this like weird shit. But I mean, I don't mind it. I still watch it, so I'm not complaining. I think that Riverdale, I don't know, I don't want to get all like deep and stuff because it is just a TV show, but I do think Riverdale is very good at conveying like real life problems. Like, I felt like Betty's saying goodbye to her mum was very emotional, and I thought that it was also very, I don't know, there are a lot of people that do have to come a point with like parents or friends or relationships or whoever, and they come to a point where they just have to let them go, and just let them, you know, do what they're gonna do and be who they're gonna be and just be okay with it. And obviously Betty's done it. They've gone about it in obviously a kind of weird way because her mum's like going back to some weird cult, but I don't know, I think that that genuinely does happen a lot. So it's, I don't know, I thought it was very well done, and I thought it was very emotional, and you know, even though Riverdale is kind of obviously like, it's very dramatized and very, you know, I feel like it does still tackle serious issues. If you look between the lines.
The reveal about Edgar and Evelyn, that had me actually, that was crazy to me. That actually made my jaw drop, because I don't know, I just found it so wild, and then I was like, wow, like this is such a like elaborate scheme that she goes in there and like recruits teenagers while he recruits adults. I mean, it kind of like makes sense because now that I look at her, the thing is like, obviously they get older actresses and actors to play teens. Like, I kind of forget that Jughead and Betty are that supposed to be like 17, I think, because obviously their actors and actresses are in their 20s now. Just like Pretty Little Lies and Gossipville, you know, they do it all the time. So the fact that Evelyn, she doesn't really look too much older, because I assume that her actress is the same age as the people who are playing 17-year-olds, so visually I don't think it's a very easy thing to catch. But yeah, I thought that was wild. It kind of explains why they don't look alike though, and he also does seem quite young to be her dad, but I was just, I don't know, I didn't think anything of it, and then this like came out and I was like, wow, like, okay, let's woohoo! With them all chanting around Betty at the end, what the actual, that was so wild, that was so crazy. Yeah. That was so freaking weird. I don't know if maybe they're gonna have that Betty actually does join them, and then Archie, Veronica and Jughead have to like go and save her from it, because obviously they're like the core four. Maybe that's gonna happen. Yeah, I also just wanted to add on like a little bit that obviously this episode was Luke Perry's last episode, which is just really sad. I love him in 90210 and I loved him in this, and I just think he was such an amazing actor, and it was so sad. Like, lovely guy and a lovely actor. And it's gonna be really sad that he's not in it anymore.
But yeah, that's kind of it for this video. My makeup's finished now. I used the Dream Street palette on my eyes, and I used a Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in Up All Night. But yeah, I think I really like how it turned out. So yeah, maybe I'll film another Riverdale thoughts video at the end of the season or something. But obviously we know I can't keep up with the weekly videos, so there won't be a weekly Riverdale video. But I might do like a catch-up type one. I think that could be quite fun. Or maybe like reading people's opinions or confessions and stuff and saying what I think. Maybe that could be quite fun. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of like boring, me just sat putting on my makeup and chatting, but that's, you know, that's what I would like do with my mates and stuff, so I think it's kind of nice. I enjoy those kinds of videos anyway. I hope you'll have a lovely day or night or whenever this is, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. That was so like YouTube cringe. I love it.